Go ahead, put it on real tight. Hope you brought your best tonight. They say they got the fireworks, yeah, they say they got the show. You're around the shoots, you're the best, so let's go.
This is Texas Toast. I'm your host, Miss Helen. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best from Texas.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Texas on Tap with Miss Helen, along with producer Kyle. Hey, Kyle.
Hey, how are you?
Well, you know, as good as you are, considering we have like 10,000 blah, 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 pollen counts, whatever. And the wind is crazy.
Yeah, the wind today, it was kind of nice because it was warm this morning. And then I spent a little time outside and the wind kind of cooled things off a little bit. At least it's not all muggy, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. But the wind here, of course, being on the coast,
Right.
it's ripping.
Nothing to slow it down. Yep.
It's like I had to drive in. I went and did some stuff at the radio station, just kind of helping out today and doing some production and in a little interview for a community thing. And I was like both hands on the wheel. And speaking of that, you have me spoiled with the podcast because it was a dear friend of mine, a gentleman from here that's with the EOC. And so we started the interview and I forgot to turn his mic on. I was like,
oh, man.
Oh my gosh. And I said, let me tell you about Kyle. I have to tell you about my podcast. And yeah, it was like, shame on me. But anyway, so we got some music to talk about and catching up with a couple of charts this week. But do you go ahead and start?
All right.
No good picks.
No
good
coin
picks.
to flip.
Oh, I forgot.
I was looking forward to it. All right, cool. I'll start it off. I want to start off with a kind of a chill song, and this one's one of those geek out production tunes for me, and it's Jarrod Morris's new song, Western Tears. So we've talked about quite a few of Jarrod's songs on here, and this one, it's like the production's next level. They use all kinds of cool stuff and different elements. They got the castanets on there, and it goes in with, the Western vibe of the song, and it's got like the background like saloon noise going on, and I don't know, it always impresses me whenever a song sounds so like open and empty but also like full at the same time.
I know. So, and like everybody knows an old cowboy like who's singing about.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, great song.
Yep, another great one from Jarrod. And then next up is the newest song that's climbing up the charts off Randall King's newest record called Shot Glass. This one starts out with a really cool like stereo imaging thing, again on the nerdy production stuff, but it's like kind of comes in on your left ear or your right ear and then swings over and it gets real big. And just another one of his songs. It's been really cool kind of seeing the perspective, or I guess it's been cool from my perspective, seeing Randall drop these songs over the last year and seeing him grow and like strategically which songs he's, waited to push in order and all those things. So I think this might be the year of Randall King. I guess as if it hasn't been for the last couple of years.
Randall King is king. And it's like, and I lyrically, I loved it. It just kind of took me back to memories and how I just love the whole concept of like, how much can you fit in a shot glass? It's just great twist on it.
Yep. Great tune from Randall King. And then I'm going to open up the tap room doors for this one. It's one of my favorites, probably one of your favorites, Bryan and his new song, Highway Boys. So another solid tune from Bryan coming out the gate. He's got a new record coming out, and I'm so excited for that. I just love how his voice has all that low end, register to it. And I have a feeling that's why a lot of people resonate with him as well. It's like you listen in a car on a good sound system and it's almost like his voice acts as the bass, and that's and it sets him apart and it's so unique. And it's cool because there's a lot of that stuff in country right now, or, over the past few years with like, I remember Tyler Childers at one point said, I'm real country. But then people were like, well, you're not real country if you say you're real country. But it's like the hook in this song is, try to stay true, to, try my best to keep the story true. And that's totally the vibes Zach gives off, whether or not he's just pulling some stories out of his ass. He's got me hooked, and it's, man, I'm glad he's around.
Me too. That was an awesome song. I love the whole story in it. So I've got a few picks for this week, and I'll start off with a good fun summer song, Going Down to the River. got some catfish on the trot line. William Wallace, South Bosque River. And oh my gosh, it's just such a fun summer song. And you could even do this in the fall or the spring.
Right.
Talking about the hot dogs on the grill. He's got everything in this song. Moonshine, the lawn chairs, Coors Light,
Yep.
catfish. But I love the strong opening with the harmony.
Yep.
With catfish on the trot line. Oh my gosh.
Talk about staying true to the story. It's like he's just like writing down line after line as he goes through his day probably. And it's real honest. And I appreciate that.
Yes. Okay. So now we're going to talk about a new band, Hogleg Band. The name of the song is How It Feels to Be a Cowboy. It's from their album Country Paradise, which Jen and Ray, thank you. I got in the mail today.
Yeah.
And this is actually a true story that they wrote about growing up hard and fast in Louisiana. And I mean, I can't even explain this song. You have to listen to it because I was chuckling through part of it, especially after I realized the backstory that it's like true stuff that they put in the song.
Right.
And it's like, it starts off with, little boy saw a squirrel up the tree, was kind of pissing him off and climbed up the tree. And then of course, you know how it was when you were a kid and you'd climb trees. It's like you'd hit every bad branch going down. And ultimately it was like, then it talks about getting on the wrong end of the law, facing Captain Leo Brown. It's just good piano on it, just good storyline, great sound. They are strong.
Great vocals, very solid tune. Production's on point. I've been seeing their name everywhere, so expect a lot more from them this year.
And so now we're going to open the tap room for one of our friends, one of my faves. Hayden Haddock has a brand new radio release. This is Better Than Your Memory. Brand new from Hayden Haddock, just out to radio, Better Than Your Memory. And a reminder for everyone that just heard that song. Okay, so Hayden, he's been on the podcast. If you want to go back, if you haven't caught up with him, of course, he's already had a couple of hits, Honky Tonk On and Wind It Down. This is such a great two-stepping song, but he's just like 22 years old. He's still going to college at A&M.
I saw that.
Just got his Aggie ring. Congratulations, Hayden, on getting that Aggie ring. And of course, Trent Willman manages him, and Trent had a hand in co-writing this song along with Bryce Long and Jim Beaver. So another good, solid, strong song from Hayden Haddock. He's one of my favorites, and so congratulations on that. I look for that song to do super duper good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that one's not out to streaming yet, so if you guys are not jamming the radio in your car, you're gonna have to wait a little while to hear that one.
It's a good one. Well, it's on his iTunes.
Is it?
Yes.
Really? Oh well, I'm mistaken. I was looking for it on Spotify and couldn't find it.
Okay, well, I know it's on iTunes unless I'm pollen.
It's on both of them.
Unless I'm drunk on pollen.
Okay, well, forgive me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Didn't do my due diligence.
Okay, so we're gonna look at a couple of charts. CD Extraction Texas for this week, the top 5. Cody Johnson's at number 1, Till You Can't. Cody is all over the board on every chart there is with Till You Can't. And our friend Kyle Park, What You Drinking song, still at number 2. From 4 to number 3 is Flatland Cavalry with Getting By. Casey Donahue, Built Difference at number 4, and Aaron Watson's at number 5. And then I want to look down because just a little bit, because we're keeping up with Kinfo. Kinfo and Terry McBride stayed at number 7 on this particular chart. And Whiskey Myers, John Wayne is just moving so fast already. It's at number 9. And then Case Harden, I just love Case. When You Roll That Way, he's in the top 10. So that's a look at CD Extraction Texas. And then looking at the Texas Regional Radio Report, number 1 this week is our David Adam Burns with Too Much Texas.
Right on.
What's Your Drinking songs at 2, Kyle Park. The Man in the Neon Moon, Jamie Richards is at number 3. Wild Horses, Kinfo and Terry McBride. They moved up from number 6 to number 4. They're getting there. Flatland is at number 5 with Getting By. And then on the Texas Country Music chart, which is one of my favorite charts, which we usually cover, they had a little glitch. Their chart comes out like on Sundays, and they had a glitch last week, so I don't have any reporting for that particular chart this week.
Well, good, cool. We'll double reporting next week.
So here's the thing. baseball's back,
Yeah,
baby.
I figured that was coming.
And I have to tell you, even though I did not, I was really negligent on keeping up with spring training. From what I understand, Jeremy Pena, who has taken the place of Carlos Correa, had phenomenal numbers.
Oh, cool.
During the spring training, and I have read nothing but wonderful things from him. So everybody's just in despair because we lost Carlos. Well, there's an ass to fill every seat.
That's what I'm saying. We have always made it work. Yep. So did they pull him up from the minors? Or?
Yes, he had actually been in our minors. He was drafted like second or third round in 2018.
Okay.
And so, and he's had great numbers, in the farm system, and he's solid, and everybody is just singing. I even had one of my dear friends that she's like a second mom to me that lives out of state now. They're in the ministry. And so Kathy even texted me. As a matter of fact, it was when I was in Arlington at the awards, and she goes, Pena's looking great. And I was like, and she usually depends on me to keep her updated for the Astros. So she's like, yeah. So anyway, yeah. Yay.
Right on. And baseball is always exciting too. I remember last year, it took me a while to get into the year, but it's so cool that there's basically a game to count on every day. Like with football, you've got whatever, 18 weeks, that's, I guess if you make it to the postseason, but it's only on Sundays. So there's always baseball, and that's really nice to look forward to.
I know. And if I'm not watching it on the TV, and thankful to you last year recommending Fubo TV.
Oh yeah.
Now I get it all the time.
But
even if I'm on the road, I'm putting it on the radio and listening, which is how I grew up on the front porch. We'd be listening, because okay, I'm not going to go into the old stories, but anyway.
Well, you mentioned the awards. Speaking of that, I feel like I got to make up for not being at the awards, because I feel like I got to see everybody this last weekend out at the Outlaw Classic.
You did, yes.
Oh man, it was awesome. I was on the road with Josh Langston, and if you guys don't know who he is, check him out. He used to play all over Texas over a decade ago, and he just put out his, comeback single, and he's got all kinds of cool stuff in the works. But I saw Austin English, Jesse Rubb Jr., when Williams did a round. Saw a couple other dudes play. I ran into Uncle Kevin, ran into Kyle Park. Oh man, it was a blast. Great weekend. And among many other things, we played at the Montgomery County Fair, and that was a whole shit show, but it ended up being fun. So
what happened? Who was there? Who was at County Fair?
Well, it was all tense. So no main stage music this last weekend. But there tons of people. I saw Will Carter out there was playing, Jesse Robb was playing. But it was just it was a mess. It was Trent Cowie and those boys were playing. But yeah, just logistically, it was a nightmare. I don't even want to get into it. I don't want to remind myself.
Mr. Spreadsheet.
Yeah, no,
you can learn from Kyle. All y'all got to do is just get with Kyle. He can take care of all those issues.
It was, going back to the allergy stuff, it was a matter of transporting gear a very long distance, walking across a dirt field with probably covered in a layer of pollen. So it just wasn't ideal, but we made it work and we had a good time. You were talking about the allergies. Not this morning, I guess that was yesterday. I got up real early and we got the driveway weed blower or whatever, blew off the whole driveway. The cars were covered in pollen. And by 11 o'clock, the entire driveway was coated in pollen again.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, what kind of tree does that? Like the tree I'm looking out my back window doesn't do that. It's like I got a big old beautiful tree in my front yard, but I don't even want to look at that shit anymore because it's driving me crazy.
I know, it's like super bad. So I want to hold this up. Did you get yours yet?
I did. I was going to ask if you got yours. Beautiful shirt. The color is so awesome.
And Mr. Tom Chaney
sent me the
sweetest note.
Yeah, he did.
I love him.
Yeah,
we're talking about Zach. Tom Chaney sent us some Zach Mills.
We got a swag bag.
He said the latest in Zach Mill fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh
Thank you.
The shirt's awesome. I really like it. The color's
is
cool, and it's a great song by Zach Neal too.
It is. We talked about it.
Oh.
So I don't know what else.
Nothing crazy going on. I dropped a video for Wild Child today, so that's cool. I announced it.
What?
I will tomorrow, but today.
So tell me about the video.
It's like a music video thing. It's just it's a pretty visual that you can look at and be like, oh, cool. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy, but a nice little music video for the song. I announced a show in the Houston area at the end of this month, and I'm going to Dallas this weekend with Bree. I get to go meet my little nephew.
What? Do you have a little nephew?
Yeah, he was born on St. Patrick's Day, and this is my first chance to go up there and meet him.
Oh, what's his name?
His name's Holland.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. So looking forward to this weekend. That'll be fun. Hopefully not even nearly as chaotic as last weekend, but I guess I thrive in chaos a little bit. So
yeah, well, you know me, I just roll by the seat of my pants.
Mm-hmm.
What am I, a spontaneous procrastinator?
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, so so I don't even know, you always ask me what's coming up on the weekend, and it always turns out to be like crazy. I did hear I've got some guests coming, doing something, whatever, I don't know.
Nice.
But anyway,
my dad's been bugging me about hitting you up to go fishing again, so we probably might have to make that happen soon.
I was thinking about that.
I don't have a free weekend until the last weekend in June. So I don't know how in the hell I'll get down there, but maybe I'll
come during the week. Come during the week. That's
maybe
kind of the best time.
I can just take off work for a day and come do that. That's a good idea.
And then we could podcast together right here.
That's a good idea. We should do that.
That would be interesting.
You got me thinking now.
Yeah, come during the week, because that's like, okay. So local lowdown, hoedown, like we fish during the week, because there's like, even in the summer there's still a lot of people here, but it's easier and better to fish during the week,
just less crowded
on the weekends.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, I will make a move on that and let you know.
Wait, you didn't
howdy,
talk to Kyle?
Captain Ron. What up?
He probably can't hear you.
Oh, I can hear.
You can hear him?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sweet. Well, on that note, I wanted to do something cool today. And you know what's funny? I can't remember if I did this band already. For some reason, I think I might have, but I kind of want to do it again because I'm playing a show with them at the Frio Grill in Cyprus at the end of this month. And there's some young dudes, all Texas boys, and I just really like their sound. Their production sounds really cool for, a fresh band. And they're called 35 Drive. So I wanted to bring back our fresh artist spotlight in the episode this way.
Awesome.
And so this is a song called Vinyl by 35 Drive. And on that note, cheers.
Cheers.
She knew where I was from as she left, I dare to say, well, you can go to hell. Hell, I'll go to Texas. I've had my fill of every place but home. Well, take away